All right, here we go. It's a huge four-woman rotation. This is leashing on a whole nother level. Oh, no, never mind. I thought they were gonna...
No, it is. Look at that.
Ooh.
Three woman leash. Yeah.
Oh, so this is a different rotation for Team Laos as compared to the first series or the previous series here for this team. Now for Team Vietnam, I really like the majority of them is on the flickers. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Purify, but why not? But for Team Laos, I think that they are really at a disadvantage because even after the Minoan's Fury, there's also the penalty zone.
Yeah.
So the layering of skills is a crucial thing here for Team Vietnam.
Oh, interesting that we did say that Purify is gonna be good, but this is even the Eve does have a CC immunity with the ultimate to be even forced to use her own Purify, which is they will just doubling down. Now they know that there should be priority on their Eve because apart from the Eve, there's not really much damage that can come from their heroes in the early stages. So New will actually have even more of an important role compared to the previous game that they have just because of the nature of their draft.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Karawap is in a danger zone as Vietnam will secure that first blood. Talk about crowd control and pokes.
The Trap King got trapped.
Yeah.
That's tough. I wonder what she was thinking there because, again, there's only so much room for you to puncture out of a three-woman gank this early on. Good news is she will be back, though. She'll be at the Turtle Pit in 10 seconds, so just in time for it to spawn. But a death is a death.
Yeah, and I believe, for me, she's already at level 4, so even the damage of the retribution is really high as compared to the junglers for both of our players.
Yeah, typically don't be a super duper aggressive when you're playing the Lancelot up until level 4 where you have the Phantom Execution to get out. Nice poke from Tuma.
And Retribution, or rather will go to Vietnam. Here comes the penalty zone, plus another set of play from Team Vietnam. 2 players down. For Team Laos, here comes Snu with the real world manipulation, although not enough damage here for Team Laos.
Oh, this is what was theorized on how you want to play the Minotaur. You want to take it because after the changes, you have access to your knockup much easier than before, but your Minoan Sphere is kind of nerfed. Now, you can see that the jumps coming from Tuma actually connected into 2 successive knockups that didn't need the usage of the Minoan's Fury, which actually allowed them to get more kills and the pokes on it to the Lancelot. So Tuma, I mean, we were talking about how we wanted to be successful. So far, she's been delivering.
Yep, and that's on the offensive side, right? That's talking about what Vietnam can output. Something else that's a concept that might be new to some people, because again, we really don't see Minotaur as much, is the Vietnamese ube. This early on, the healing properties of the Minotaur's kit actually helps them take fights.
Yeah, we were all focused on the Minoan series. We all forgot that with the heals or the sustain here of Team Vietnam. And at the same time, even for Mia, the jungler of Team Vietnam, has her own shields, right? With the kit of in terms of sustaining. So Team Vietnam right now is on the lead, 1.7k. They just have to continue what they're doing in terms of rotation. But Team Laos, they really have to make this Lancelot work as much as possible. Okay.
Oh, no.
We just have to wait again.
Yep. So far, man. 4 minutes in, 2 deaths on your jungler, 1 on your XP laner. And the whole Purify situation hasn't even come into play yet.
Yeah, I really like, Leo, the emphasis on the XP lane and the jungler because with the current meta right now, as much as possible, you want to be it's not a dead lane anymore. You want the XP lane to be the first to be part of a team fight as much as possible. And with the death of the XP lane, it is safe to say that for Team Vietnam, they could really execute that lane or really penetrate that lane as much as possible to minimize the potential of the XP lane and at the same time give space to the other lane, which is the gold lane.
Yep. I'm just looking at the changes onto the Minotaur. By the way, this Spare Stomp, the one with the knockup, its cooldown at maximum level is just 5.5, which
is fast.
It is very much spammable.
So, are we looking at Shunpo levels just of engage?
Yeah, I guess. And of course, if you're really masterful with it, right? You can chain it up. And Minoan Fury right now is in a weird spot because again before it was like 3 stuns altogether, 3 knockups. But the fact that you have the Despair Stomp in a much more spammable way means that you can be a big threat to the Claude even better, right? Because now the Claude will have to think between the Minoan Fury and the Despair Stomp.
Yeah, which am I going to save myself from?
And you cannot save yourself from both because the Purify is only a second of CC immunity, right? So, yeah, I guess that this is for before when the Minotaur is already one of those answers or soft answers to the Claude, and now you can even say that it is a hard counter because if you pop the Blazing Duet anyways, you can be cancelled, or you can the Minotaur can just tank through and just absorb all the damage, make it so that the Minoan motivation roar is much better, and you get to rage faster as well.
With that being served at the table for Team Vietnam, I believe for Team Laos, they should adjust. I mean, their lineup is really for the team fight, right? But with that, they could go for either forcing like an initiation of the other lane and give space for the goal lane, just to be able to bait the majority of the skills of a Team Vietnam that have that Blazing Duet for the perfect timing here on the squad. So we could see right now the turtle objective Bumblebee has been cancelled on the Criminal Blast, and we will secure that turtle objective as the players of Vietnam, and Laos is in for the treat. Another kill for Team Vietnam. Here comes Flattery on the sides, but Cookies is forced to run away. Nu and even Karawap as well, and Cookies is down on the middle lane. Platoon not enough damage on a Blazing Duet, being forced to back away, but 4 players of Vietnam with the flicker in, but they may out for Platoon.
Okay, it will be a massive team fight for Vietnam as, again, Tuma with the usage of the Despair Stomp to cancel out the Numinal Blast as the flicker was already being set in. It could have been very deadly for Vietnam to receive that Numinal Blast hitting onto multiple people, but Tuma saving the day once again. You can see it through the replay now. A team fight onto the Lord, secured by me. And then you can see the penalty zone, which was also greatly targeted, and the Praetor's Wrath from the jungler of the side of Vietnam, giving so much to their team. Look at that! Look at the connection of Tuma and the Fredrin. Just all of the knockups that they have, gonna be a problem.
That's difficult, man. Between the MF and the DS, there's so much that Laos has to think about.
Yeah.
And yeah, at some point I'm confused. Like, what was that? Was it the knockup from the Fredrin? Was that the knockup from the Minotaur? That's us watching. What more the players from Laos? They're thinking, oh no, what do I use my Purify for? How do I even engage?
When is going to be the perfect timing for me to use the skill as well? I mean, you really have to consider everything. If you're Laos for a Bumblebee, it might be a factor for her to really know, again, at the perfect timing in terms of the Numinal Blast. By the way, again, we really have to commend the performance of Ngoc Bay on that zoning out the 2 players of Laos earlier on that turtle team fight.
That's 4 ways to cancel the Numenon Blast.
That's a lot.
Oh no!
Again, here comes Human, the rest of the players as Nu is going to be down. Cookies is here, but is the sustain enough? Nope. Karawap, the Trap Queen, is going to be the target. Forces to dash away. Numinal Blast for Bumblebee comes in the flicker. Blazing Duet for the rest of the players. Another penalty zone, but Feathered Airstrike is there for Team Vietnam. Ngokpe is forced to back away, but the sustain of Vietnam, again, is just right there.
Vietnamese Uber.
Oh my god, you can see already Tuma connecting with 2 massive knockups, and then it was followed up by the Turtles, the ultimate. Although they were only able to get 2 kills, the fact that they fended off the attack from Laos and they got 2 kills, then got the Turtle, now they are at 5.1k gold lead. Vietnam is really riding on this train that Tuma is leading. And we were talking about how we wanted the Minotaur to be successful, and I think that we are given much more than we expected already.
Yeah, this Minotaur play is really efficient for Vietnam with the play style that they have. I mean, we talked about aggression for Team Vietnam, and Leo mentioned earlier the system here for me and even Tuma. It's as if they are a couple here that they're really together. The body system here, rather, for Team Vietnam with those plays.
Dual goals.
Yep. At worst, you don't get the kill, but you survive because you're 2 chunky boys or girls. At best, you can kill. There's a lot of damage on a Fredrin.
Exactly. And this is this is also a Minotaur that was buffed when it comes to the damage output.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. Again, here comes a better airstrike. Plus those dashes from that Melissa. And the middle lane is going to be the target here for Team Vietnam. Laos is there to defend their turrets, but Ngokbe uses the penalty zone on the middle lane. Latu almost down, but Cookies is zoning out the player. It's going to be a mega kill here for the Fredrin, the jungler of Vietnam.
Sustain the Vietnamese Ube that we are talking about. Tuma on the front lines once again, but it was me, or M-I-E.
Not you.
The player, not me, not
me.
literally Wolf, but the player from Vietnam.
She's amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
She is landing the kill even before the Abrasive Wrath happened, and the fact that she also sustained herself, not overextending, but calculating what she can sustain, and then eventually took out the member of Laos. Fortunately for Laos, however, they will be able to defend their mid lane unless there's somebody who will be pushing that. But there should be someone to defend that too.
Yeah, that's what's both terrifying and terrific about Vietnam is they're able to play this way with a lineup like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. And at the same time, with this type of lineup, it's as if individually they could actually have their own type of sustain, right? With the Terizla, even the heal of Tuma, even the itemization later on for Miko. So for Team Laos, again, it's all about the trades here as much as possible to really par in terms of the gold lead here against Team Vietnam. But man, it is 8-0 for this 9-minute game time.
Yep, all Vietnam gave Laos is one turret up top. That's it.
Yep. That means that Laos has to be crafty with this one. We're pretty sure that if it's a full engage, if it's a head-on collision, Laos will not have the team fighting tool to really destroy Vietnam because there's already sustained. There's a lot of knockups, a lot of CC, and a lot of damage altogether. Laos has to be crafty. I think that it is not advisable for them to fight head-on. They have to split the map, get pickups, or maybe just win the macro battle. Because if it is going to be a full man engage, Vietnam will just easily get the win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for the lineup of Team Laos...
Look at that.
Flicker has been used, by the way. But for Vietnam, it's just the pokes. They want to go in for the zone in terms of this Lord. And going back to the lineup of Team Laos, one distinguished factor here is that for the Claude with the wait. Karawap, nope. Denied by a Team Vietnam. Marksman heroes, by the way, for Laos and Vietnam. Skill dependent is the Claude. As per the Melissa, as much as possible, when you place cuddles or even models, it's really more on the damage per second. So Team Vietnam right now is at 8k gold lead. Wow.
Oh. That's amazing. That's huge.
Again, Bumblebee is going to be the target here. And says Vietnam. Oh, Bumblebee is still alive. But again, another zoning out here for Team Vietnam. Nu is forced to back away. There is the damage, yes. But for Team Vietnam, they want to take this turret on the middle lane.
Dear God. Tuma is a force of nature. If she has the Minnow and Fury, she will force the issue. If she doesn't, she will stick to her teammates until she does.
And we were talking about the fact that Laos should be the one who tries to outplay the timings from the Minnow and Fury, as well as the rages coming out from Tuma. But Tuma is unrelentless. Even without the rage, she's fighting.
Speaking of relentless, even Ngokbe on the top lane is relentless.
Yeah.
Sorting out two players. By the way, Cookies is down by the hands of our Vietnamese team, and the bottom lane is going to be the target here for Team Vietnam. So Team Laos is struggling a bit.
Oh, too early.
Too early, yes, for that Numen Blast, but they want to, as much as possible, kill that minion as fast as possible on that moment.
That is very true. At this point, survival is top priority for Laos. They are trailing behind by 10k. They cannot engage, no matter what happens. It was understood that during the first Lord fight, there could be no way for Laos to team fight against Vietnam, and Karawap just tried to go for the steal. Maybe in the next Lord, if she manages to get into level 15, maybe she has a fighting chance for another retreat battle. But all in all, Vietnam will have an easier time with these team fights. Pickoffs is what Laos can only have right now.
This is going to be the saving grace for Team Laos as Ngokbe is down. Although that was 4 players.
4 ultimates.
Yeah, 4 ultimates as well.
Yep, and they're going to pay the price of a... No! It looks like Team Vietnam did not synchronize that trade very well.
And
Yeah,
will
that was
be-
close in the middle lane.
Yep, that will be to the benefit of Laos for sure, but they need more of that. Look at this. They did not clear out the whole purple
Oh,
box.
that's
Just let
mean.
it's a very mean. Yeah,
That's mean.
it's actually very mean. But yeah, Vietnam just making sure that they will not have anything for Laos to take for free. And this means that in the upcoming Lord fight, the Charizard will be available anyways. All they have to do now is to position themselves in a way that they will invite Laos to actually team fight. And for Laos, you have to dodge that fight for sure.
Yeah, speaking of dodge, by the way, I mean we've been seeing a lot of Lord Steals. That could be the possible option for Team Laos to, as much
Yeah.
as possible, be close to the lead that Vietnam has. But with the position of Vietnam, it's a lot difficult with
Nope.
the Minotaur. I mean, when you see a Minotaur, there's an
right.
effect that it is a big hero.
Yep. Tiuma at this point in game, she is literally a 250-pound, 6'6" beast.
Yeah.
Nothing is going through her.
That's right.
And just truth be told, right? The way Karawap is trying to, at least the first time she tried to steal that Lord,
Ooh.
it just wasn't going to happen because Vietnam plays so tight.
Laos tried to go for the concealed play, but they did not catch anyone. It was far too soon, and this means that they will not have that tool, conceal, at this point in the game. That is so important.
Yeah, and for this Lord of Team Vietnam, again, they have the 10K goal lead. It is a big opportunity for them to like really seal or destroy those turrets on the middle lane and even the bottom lane, or might be the last team fight that they need to secure this win against Team Laos.
Oh, here we go. Lord's going to crash in. There's your penetration. Up top's going to fall too.
Another
Tuma.
turret destroyed. Here
Tuma.
goes a penalty zone plus a feathered airstrike for the side of Team Vietnam. But the damage is already there for Plateau.
Oh.
Mika says, I am here. The damage is here. Bumblebee lost that immortality. And Daisy will secure the kill against him. 2 players down for Team Laos as the Lord is here on the middle lane. Tower lock, and Team Vietnam will secure their win.
And with that, Vietnam not only got a win for themselves, securing their semifinals berth, but as well, this effectively eliminates Laos from the 32nd SEA Games from MLBB Women's.
That is true. They will have a date against Team Malaysia to define who will be the one to face Philippines or Indonesia. Winner plays Philippines, loser plays Indonesia in the next round. But my oh my, all of the fire that Laos was able to ignite for themselves dissipated in the thin air as Vietnam pulled up that Minotaur. Tiuma was so good at this hero, and we were kind of wanting and wishing for that hero to be successful, and we got what we wished for.
Yeah, definitely efficient for Team Vietnam. Again, all I can say for Team Vietnam is they are a different type of beast coming to this game.
Oh, yeah.
With, I mean, we don't really see Minotaur nowadays, but they went in for the Minotaur, surprised everyone with the performance. It's as if it's really part of their strategy. How much
For
more
sure.
if they go in or went in for another hero that is part of the meta?
Yeah.